this chick is possessed. I am legion. I'm like, she is, there's something serious. And so I literally, I threw her away again, and finally some backup after what seemed like an eternity. It was probably about a minute, but it seemed like forever. My backup showed up, and we got her restrained and put her in cuffs and stuff. And they took her to the hospital, and we found out later that she was on PCP. And so when she came down off of that, they called me to go, me and another guy, to go and get her at the hospital and bring her back to the jail to be arraigned, because obviously she was going to be arrested for a number of different things. So I went with her, and I sat in the back seat with her while the other guy drove. She had cuffs on, and she's seat belted in and stuff, and she's sitting there, and this is the best part. Remember, she's come down now off of this drug overdose or whatever, and she's sitting there, and she's just looking at her lap. And I looked down at her lap, and there was a purple streak across her leg where I had hit her with that stick. I mean, it looked like somebody took purple paint and went, and she didn't remember where it came from. She was just looking at it like, what's that? Where'd that come from? And she looked at me, and I said, I'm sorry. I said, I had to do that. And she started crying, and she said, thank you for not hurting me any more than you did. And because, I mean, you know, you're justified in certain kinds of force when your life is threatened in some way. But I didn't want to hurt her. I mean, she was a little girl, but she was extremely powerful at this moment with the PCP in her. So she was arrested, and they whatever, trial and everything. And about 3 months later, I go in to report for duty in the police station downtown in Ocean City, and they're like, Mignogna, you got a card here, you got a letter here. So I went to the front desk, and there was an envelope addressed to me at the police department. So I opened it up, and it was from this girl, and she said, I just wanted to thank you for not being any more harsh or mean with me than you were. I know that you were trying to help me, and I don't remember much, but I do remember that you were kind to me when you didn't need to be, especially like when we rode back, and I kind of gave her a little talk about, you know, her life and like what she was doing and stuff. And so that's that story. So that's the cop story. Okay. Sorry, I know you guys are like, that was an anime. Come on. Listen.
Do you want me to delete anything?
No, she's not. She says no, she's not. What? Well, I give everybody hugs. I just hug that guy, and I'll hug this guy. What's your name? Deanna. Can I hug you? Give me a hug, Chopper. And you can beat up your boyfriend later. Embarrassing moments, number 1. Yes, Link. Sorry? I'm sorry, I didn't hear him, so it doesn't count. Yes. That is a brilliant question. You know you're brilliant? I can't believe you said that. No, what I mean is I get so many of the same questions, and when you hear one new, you're like, what a great question. You do? I love it. Thank you. Well, cool. I'm honored. Thank you. Is she a good cat? Now she's a terror. She's what? She's fat. I just went to dinner, and I feel that way. So thank you for. I feel like I should be cosplaying gluttony right now. So here's the answer to your question, because it's an awesome question. What's your name? Megan, thank you for a great... Oh, cool. Wow, 3 years ago. Jeez. Oh, very cool. Well, here's an answer to your question. That's a really good question. When I was young, and even before I started voice acting, you know what? Very few things made me any angrier than when I would call a company to talk about something, to check on my bill or whatever, and they would say, "Hold on 1 second, ma'am, let me check that for you." And I would be like, and then I would put on my best macho and I'm like, "I'm a man." Thank you. Sweet. Thank you. Oh, Japanese rock band, schmock band. I get water. Thank you so much. So you know what's funny? I always wished that I had a lower voice. When I used to sing, in choral groups and solos, and I always had that first tenor solo line. And while that's cool because any of you guys that sing, the lead singers are always first tenors. You know what I mean? They're always those soaring Steve Perrys and that big, high, strong voice. And I liked it for singing, but in normal conversation, I always used to get annoyed when companies or businesses or people on the phone used to think that I was a female. So, well, I don't think so either, but apparently some people did. But in this business, you're right. I stumbled into voice acting. I never planned to be a voice actor. It was nothing I ever set out to do. It was literally just a door that God opened, and I stepped through it quite kind of unknowingly. I had no idea that it would ever